Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so finally back on the North Hollywood side of town. Decided to grab some of my favorite bread as usual, since I run through that stuff faster and faster every time I buy it. I don't know how that happens, but I don't know. Yeah, feel pretty good. Just did a lot of walking today. That was good, since my body hasn't really felt like itself lately for some reason. I don't know. I've been having I guess I'm getting old. Honestly, I just didn't have as much strength today climbing up the steps as I normally do, even though I did my workouts and everything yesterday and all of that. I don't know, just getting old probably. But yeah, I feel pretty good. Phone is about to die. I only got like 22% left on this phone, so I'm pretty sure it'll die before I get home if I keep this up. But I don't care, I just want to do a video as I always do. One thing I definitely want to invest in is finally getting a still for these videos. Because it's getting to a point where every time I look up, it's like, yeah, it's not a good look, man. Sending people videos and then it still looks like this, some nonsense. That's gonna come to an end. So that's what I want to do is figure out what I need to do is to maybe use one of my art pieces as a kind of a blanketed brand thingy. I don't know what you call those things, avatar or something, to finally put on here in place of all of my videos. So I'm sure there's a very easy way to do it. I just never looked into it because that's how I am. But I am very sick of sending people videos and them seeing some weird look on my face that isn't becoming at all. And that is exactly what just happened there with my last video, sending that to my homegirl Kay. I'm like, Jesus, do I even want to leave that there? But all of them are like that. All of my videos are like that. Every last one of them. So it just is what it is, man. You guys are used to it. But it's good to have the NBA back. All of my fantasy teams are finally in action after drafting 100 plus teams. It seems like on 4 different platforms I can finally actually see how they're doing. So today is a big day. Dallas versus San Antonio. Kind of excited about that particular matchup just because I think Wembanyama's the real deal. And I'm actually excited to see him play against really anybody these days. Honestly, I think that kid is just next level stuff, man. And he's good as advertised. It ain't enough for him to be 7'4". He also has to be very talented too. He'd be in the league if he could barely play, but nah, this dude is a baller. He'd be probably in the league if he was 6'5", seriously. So that's how talented Wembanyama actually is. But yeah, man, just wanted to take myself a little walk to Bancroft and around in the surrounding areas. Bancroft is my middle school, so I encourage everybody to go check out those videos. They should be, if not already uploaded by now, very much soon by the time I finish this recording. But you know, walked around the surrounding areas. Had a nice little day. Head feels like I need a nap. Body don't really feel all that great, but you know, it is what it is, man. I'm gonna go in there and get a meal, take another shower, and enjoy the rest of my day. Definitely charge this phone, but I didn't really have anything pressing to really share with you guys other than, you know, I really had a good time walking around. I'm glad I got out the house, even though I could have very easily taken a nap instead and stayed in that unit. But you know, I can tell you this, I felt like some of my anxiety came back as far as the desire to stay in the unit, stay in the hotel room. These last 4 days, like the last time I went to Target, I felt a little something like that, something that I hadn't felt on this side of town at all. It's like, nah, maybe I should stay in and put it off. I'm like, nah, let me fight that. So I don't know what the ebbs and flows of that is. Might have something to do with what I'm seeing online, these various different things that are just not normal, man. Nothing natural about it. Since I got off, not off the train, but since I was walking down the street leaving Bancroft, I saw more of the same, man. More footage of what's going on in Gaza and more children gone. It's just adding to the piles of unnatural images that we're all being forced to see by way of the trauma that they're inflicting on those people. Turns into trauma for our visual, trauma for things that we should probably never be seeing in life. And we're seeing it left and right. This time it was a family full of children that they did that way. And see a little girl and 2 little boys. It's just like, man, what am I looking at, man? What are they co-signing? And then I read somewhere that Joe Biden said that, and I haven't heard him say this myself or read any quotes directly, but it's been said that he said he didn't think too many Palestinians had died. I really hope he didn't actually say that, because it's just piling on what people think of his involvement in all of this. And You know, I'm going to be very careful, but, you know, our president doesn't look too good right now. And what's to come of all of this is really uncertain. And I'm only speaking that way because I know any little thing you say about the president that isn't positive can be flagged as you being a bad guy. And I don't have any interest in being flagged as being a bad guy, especially when I consider what's going on is being done by bad guys. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, this ain't the time to be coddling him and his involvement with all of this nonsense. It's really not. But they're going to do that anyway, just off the strength of his position in this world. But I'm telling you, man, he's looking real bad right now to a lot of people. And I know the rhetoric that we're all comfortable saying is we're not voting for him. For the next election, he ain't getting our vote. So I guess I'll just piggyback everybody else and give him that very soft rhetoric here. I'm not voting for that guy, man. But then again, I told y'all that 4 years ago. I told y'all I wasn't voting for him 4 years ago. Like, look, if you're going to give me a choice between Bowser and Darth Vader, don't expect for me to pick one of them dudes. I'm not going to do it, fam. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to give me a choice of two bad people, then that's just what they are, two bad people. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? If I'm going to do that, I might as well just vote for whoever I want to, man. I'll vote for my friend, like, vote for myself. You know, honestly, this whole idea that we need to vote for either or, I like my options. And I don't see enough of them when it comes to this presidency thing. So hopefully we can get a real presidential candidate step up and have some understanding of not only what he's supposed to do in situations like this, but also how to move forward in the changing world that we're in, with the climate now changing as it is. I don't want to hear nothing about doing things the same old way, having the same old friends and not holding them accountable for the same old stuff that they do or the new stuff that they decide they want to do. I need somebody who's strong enough of a personality to tell bad guys that bad work ain't gonna work anymore. But then again, that's a bigger than America thing. And so we just have to reach a little higher than just our specific country if we want that type of change, man. But I think we all want that type of change, man. I'm sick about what I'm seeing, man. I'm literally sick. My body ain't even feel as good after being worn down by some of this stuff, honestly. And so it gets to a point where you just want to see some change in the world and the humanity to return. If it were ever there, it needs to come around. So, you know, not robots, not people. We're just going to go along and get along and not hold each other accountable for atrocities such as what we're seeing and what is happening to the Palestinian people. It's awful, man. It's beyond awful. It's unthinkable. It's the worst thing we've all ever seen, to be honest with you. It's definitely the worst thing I've ever seen. And so seeing it in my phone, in a matter of 10 days, all of the different videos and footage that has been horrific, just horrific, man. Like, it gets worse and worse every day. And then they got to hear these people gaslighting them, acting like it ain't happening, pretending they're in a twilight zone. Man, I want these people out of office. Everybody who's acting like they ain't seeing what I'm seeing, they need to go. Send them somewhere else. That's the soft rhetoric I'll give you. Soft rhetoric, because at the end of the day, I don't want to be seen as a bad guy for pointing out bad guys, man. But at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. Get them out of here. And if Joe Blow was to do what they've been accused of, you know what we say about Joe Blow and where we want Joe Blow to go and what's to be of the fate of Joe Blow. If he did these things, we would have a lot more to say about it. So that's my thing, man. I'm disappointed. I think about how excited my mother was to vote for Obama. We got up 5 in the morning to make sure we got down there to vote for the black president. And to think that this is what his running mate is on. Like, if I'd have known all this back then, I would have stayed in bed. Ain't no way I would have voted for Obama with this guy being his running mate. If I'd have knew, if I could have told my mom what the future held past her lifetime, what this stuff would actually be, how would my mom even react to this is what I like. My mom died in 16. She never knew a world where COVID existed. She never knew a world where this happened. How would my mom react to the unprecedented nonsense that we're seeing right now? I'm curious to know. I'd love for her to come to me in a dream and let me know what she thinks of this. But some of the stuff that's happened since she passed away is just craziness. Like literally crazy. Like, you know what I've seen in the last 8 years, Mom? Like seriously. You wouldn't even believe. None of the people we lost would believe. So it's like, man, that's what comes to mind for me. I just think we're living in crazy times. I've heard a lot of people say the end times are near. I don't know about all that, but what I can say is, if ever something looked biblical, it's this crap look biblical to me, man. Stuff that we're dealing with, looking at, paying attention to right now looks like some biblical stuff. So I don't know, man. Hopefully we can, as a collective unit of people, come together and demand change and do what we need to do. I read something that said, you know, why isn't America stopping work? Why aren't you rioting in the streets to protect these people? You know, to be honest with you, obviously riots are not something we want to do, but we definitely could be doing a lot more. But part of it is because it's not being presented to us as what it is. And a lot of us are watching TV. In between NFL, they're telling us, okay, for example, with the Lakers. I'm watching the Lakers-Nuggets game. They showed us 10 flags first. And it said, these are the flags that represent the 10 American hostages that have been taken. Like, that's how you're presenting the information. And then from there, 7,000, 6,000 people in Gaza. Like, wait a minute. That's how you start this? With 10 American flags representing the hostages that may or may not have been taken? Like, man, get out of here, man. That's why America isn't uproaring against this nonsense, because they don't actually see it for what it is, because they're too busy listening to people who are lying to them about it. It's the God's honest truth. They're lying. The rest of the world, and most of us who have an Instagram and are connected to the rest of the world, know the truth. The average American who has an average mindset, who is wrapped up in the culture of American football, basketball, you know, primetime TV, 11 o'clock news, they're not getting the info, man. They're being told that Israel is the victim and that Israel is the guys we need to be backing no matter what. And since they are, and our president's telling us, yo, Israel's it. That's, you know, we gonna make sure they strong. The rhetoric is still that of, like, we supposed to be proud of them or something. Now, I'm telling y'all, man, I'm walking past an elementary school right now. I can't get those images out of my head, man. Kids smaller than them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, what else are you co-signing in the name of hurting children? Is what I ask these people. Talk about all the different things that are going on in this world. If they let these folks destroy children, you only know what else they're doing to kids around the globe. And that's what I want people to start looking into. Put 2 and 2 together with these people. Please. If none of my followers do anything else, start looking into stuff that you never would have looked into now that you know what's happening here. Because obviously these people are a lot worse than the average person thinks. They're obviously a lot worse. And they're obviously hiding some very seriously dark secrets. Or otherwise it wouldn't be so silent. So my phone is at 15%. Just let me know that now. So I better cut this thing off, because last time I had an issue trying to recharge this thing. It took a long time to get it from 0 to like 15. So I don't know, man. I just want people to start doing their work, man, as it pertains to looking into some people that you may have trusted for a long time, looking into some entities that you may have trusted for a long time, and expecting the worst from them, and then putting 2 and 2 together about certain things that have already happened in this history. And we know damn well the people who we now know we can't trust were telling us all about. Look into these people. Look into what they're doing. They definitely don't want you to. BDF 44, I thank you all for watching. I'm out.